He will blow you away. He's theatrical, he's entertaining, he's got a voice that's so powerful. It's actually insane watching him, listening to him, and realizing that somebody so young is still not globally and universally known. I have a global audience from all around the world following their favorite artists on this channel, and I hope Sheldon Riley's fans come together, back this channel, sign up to it, because there's going to be a lot more Sheldon Riley tracks for you to savor and be in awe of. You certainly will be when you watch this. For somebody so young to write a song so in depth that has a lot to it, we have to get through it as quickly as we can. The background, because Sheldon says about this particular song, Insane explores the complex theme of loving somebody with every fiber of your being, he says, only to be met with unreciprocated love that is conveniently available on the other person's terms. And through his raw and emotive lyrics, Riley, to me, artfully captures that emotional turmoil when one ensures one is trapped in this vicious cycle of love and pain. That's why it's a dark video. But boy, can he perform. I'm going to call him, in 2024, the musical son of Björk from Iceland. Think of her, think of how she expresses herself through costume and how she performs, and that will give you an indication of what Sheldon Riley from Australia is about. He is Sheldon Riley Hernandez, an Australian singer, represented Australia in Eurovision in 22 with his song Not the Same. Check that out. His first appearance as a contestant on the 8th season of The X Factor Australia. Riley later competed in the 7th season of The Voice Australia, and in 2020 he appeared on America's Got Talent for his 15th season. And Mel B was absolutely blown away with him. They all were. On every talent show he's appeared, he's just simply captivated the audience, as he will captivate you in this song. His early life was born in Sydney, New South Wales, to an Australian mother and a Filipino father. He moved to the Gold Coast, very nice, and as a young age, where he grew up and attended Palm Beach Columbian High School throughout his upbringing. If we go forward to what he's been doing recently, in 21, he was announced as one of the participants of the Australian Australia Decides. Later, it was announced that his song for the contestant, that was called Not the Same, released in 2022. He won the show with 100 points and therefore had the chance to represent Australia in the Eurovision Song Contest of 2022, which was held in Turin, in Italy. Riley was one of the 10 qualifiers that advanced to the final stage of the competition, where he reached 15th place with 125 points. Of the points he received, 123 were from national juries and 2 points were from the televoting. I'm going to say that during Turin, I became despondent with the whole Eurovision competition. And last year when Loreen won, it was very convenient that Sweden won, considering they're going on to celebrate the 50th anniversary of ABBA winning the competition for Sweden, and that will be celebrated next year. I'm starting to realize that the judges are fixing the competition in such a way, and televoting, you, the public that ring and that they make all their money from, is being pushed more and more aside. I'm not enjoying it as much, and I actually overlooked Sheldon's appearance because I was so annoyed with everything that was happening in Turin and since then, and especially last year's winner who had won it before, and suddenly the adulation, she's won it twice, and I just sat back and thought, no, that's too coincidental. And you know, you've got ABBA coming up and the 50th in Sweden, and all the judges' votes counted for her to win. I just thought, no. I haven't been behind her. I haven't been behind the competition. We'll see what happens this year. And my frustration has led to my ignorance, because Sheldon is one of the most incredible, and I don't believe this research saying that only 2 points from televotes. You decide when you watch this particular video, because I feel he has a lot to offer. He says, I think a lot of people will connect with this song that you're going to see now, because everybody to some extent has experienced that feeling of love and insanity. When you love someone with all your heart, you're constantly hurt, and the only love you have when it works for them, you begin to ask yourself if you're going insane before you can answer that question. You go back loving them, and the vicious circle continues. Been there, wore the t-shirt, Sheldon. Many of us have. And he wrote his single Insane during COVID pandemic lockdown in 2020 in Melbourne, which was the longest continuous lockdown in the world. Confined to a red zone, he used extremely rare and solitary pocket of time to delve deeper into his creative process to write Insane. Sheldon aims to enter this song, well, at the time, this is old research, he was going to enter it again for Eurovision, but I think he stepped back and just released it as a single, because he does say, and this is the final thing, it was actually supposed to be the Eurovision song. I pushed pretty hard for it. It's not as slow as Not the Same, and it builds crazily, and it was fast approaching, and Not the Same was finished, and Insane wasn't. I honestly think if either of song that Sheldon had put forward, it would have been overlooked. I overlooked it because I was so frustrated with the competition the last couple of years that I think it's just been fixed. I'm still so angry with Poland's judges and how they disparaged and pushed aside, and actually one of the judges, a female judge, called him the devil, and his name was Jan, G-A-N-N. Check him out on YouTube, everybody. And to finish, all I can say is, for anybody to be defamed in such a way, it's gone on that Jan has a world tour ahead of him, has garnered hundreds of millions of views for his videos, and the pathetic Instagram celebrity they put forward that year Jan was competing for 22 did not win, came last actually, second last or last. That's karma for you. And she, the one they did put forward, was connected to one of the judges who was her dancing, the person who instructor. So the vicious circle comes around. What's ahead for Sheldon? Fame and fortune. Why do I say that with such confidence? Take a listen.
More than a toy that you avoid. You lie to yourself. Oh, why do you only love me when you become lonely? Am I not good enough? You heal the heartache, but you're the one who caused the pain. Am I insane? Oh, why do you only love me when you become lonely? not good enough? Am I not good enough for you?
Absolutely world class and phenomenal. Absolutely. I have had that on the repeat button. I've listened to this before because it drove me insane. It was continuously playing in my head, the music. And it's a very thought provoking lyrical song. Why do you love me? You know, and just that vicious circle you're in. I'm going to go into a storytelling version of what that song in particular means. Insane to Me by Sheldon appears to be a song about unhealthy and intense romantic relationship that causes him to question his own sanity and self-worth. In the verses, the lyrics suggest that singer is more than just playing or an object of avoidance to the partner. The line, "You lie to yourself," and this is what hits me, the words of the lyrics of this song, honestly, implies to me that the partner may be denying their true feelings or the reality of the relationship. It goes into the chorus, reoccurring in the relationship, what's happening. And Sheldon wonders why their partner only shows love when they are feeling lonely. They're the words of the song that stands out for me. I was in that Sheldon. It drove me insane. He was a narcissist, he was violent, he was everything. And it just, the only time I got attention from my previous relationship, from my then partner, was when he needed it on his terms. And the vicious circle was, I gave it willingly because he starved me so much of it. You end up going back for what little can be offered. And it takes, sometimes in my case, it took a couple of years to realize I've been belittled so much in this relationship, love-wise. My self-worth is gone. I need to leave here. And so I did. And you know, it sent him insane. It drove him crazy, made him more violent. And I got out of it. Thank God I did, because now I'm into my 17th year with my Spanish partner and I've never been so happy. Karma came back eventually to smile. But we continue. Anyway, it says the sense of loneliness in these lyrics suggests the affection is insincere from the other partner and driven by convenience rather than genuine emotions. The repeated question, am I not good as I said, reflects Sheldon's insecurity and self-doubt, as if he's continuously seeking validation from the partner. But we do, when we're starved of love, we do. We all want validation of some sort. And that is when you're on the slippery slope to non-self-worth, everybody. Now, the second verse reinforces this concept of hurt caused within the relationship, because the line, you hear the calling, but you're the one who caused the pain. You're your own worst enemy when you allow that to happen, in other words. When you slip that far and you allow somebody to treat you, belittle you so much, you end up degrading yourself to the point that the pain is intolerable, is insufferable. And mentally and physically, you become a former shade of yourself because you're in emotional turmoil. And a lot of people suffer it. And what I say is 3 steps back. But what happens in these situations, especially in mine, is one day I stood and I said, why am I ironing his shirts? Why am I washing the clothes? Why am I cleaning this apartment when I'm working? Why am I preparing food? Where is he? It's 8 o'clock in the evening. He finishes at 5. I started questioning everything. So I stopped ironing, stopped cleaning. He went totally into shock over that. I stopped doing things that kept me busy during my paranoid thinking. So that's what happens, because it all drives you insane. Your routines, you question everything, it drives you insane. And this song, Insane, reflects that confusion and doubt of Sheldon as well regarding his own mental state in response to the turbulent relationship. The bridge in the lyrics has toxic dynamics. The lyrics indicate a love-hate relationship where the partner loves, hates, breaks the singer. Many people are in your shoes, Sheldon. The repetition, am I insane, because you question your own sanity, suggests that Sheldon felt trapped, manipulated in that cycle of emotions. That line, I caused my own pain, implies that self-blame, as Sheldon believes they are responsible, he is personally, for the destructive pattern that occurred. Because of course you blame yourself. There's no one else to blame. So you blame yourself. And to be honest, you are to blame. You're your own worst enemy in those situations because you keep forgiving. And unless you step back, you'll keep repeating the same mistakes. And again, it drives you insane. So the outro echoes those earlier questions from that chorus, and it emphasized Sheldon's desperation for validation, questioning their worthiness in the eyes of their partner. Well, to be honest, when you are in that situation, you're nothing in their eyes. Nothing. You're just the fetus that they step on because you've allowed yourself to be. Overall, Insane explores that complex and complexities of a troubled relationship such as it was, where you do grapple with your own state of mind, self-doubt, everybody, on the ongoing cycle of love and hurt. It also reflects the emotional turmoil experienced by anybody, you yourself out there, caught in such a manipulating and damaging connection. If you love yourself, turn those negatives into positives and empower yourself to walk away. That's my conclusion. Thanks for listening. Take care.